So I'm going to tell you how most people get into mountain biking and their journey with their bikes. So most people head over to Walmart because they know Walmart is where you get everything. You can get guns as well as food right next to the nappy section. But you want a bike, so obviously your first reaction would be to head to Walmart or a similar shop. What I say to this: don't do it. You'll hate your bike, you'll hate mountain biking, you'll hate everything about it. So don't do it. Whatever you do, do not go to Walmart. Yes, they'll try and sell you with their snazzy looking frames and nice looking forks. But look, you can't even adjust the fork, not even a preload setting. Yes, they'll tell you all about disc brakes, but look at it. They're not good, along with grip shifters, which won't do you as a rider any good. Let's see the video on how they advertise. They make fun. Look at this man conquering the trails. To be honest, this video actually represents what you can do with these bikes. You can go on a long dirt road. That's what they're perfectly suited to. The brakes will overheat on the smallest of hills, and you'll be going through brake pads like crazy. You'll be spending more money on brake pads than you spent on the bike. This is a big no-no. If you see a flat-faced Shimano derailleur like this, it just shows the quality. Basically, they're not actual Shimano parts. What they do is they license their name out to another brand, which makes them for them, and they're terrible, to say the least. Twist shift, this is not something they want to advertise. Plus 21 speed or 28, that should not entice you. Ideally, you would be looking for a 1x12 or 2x kind of setup. If you're getting more, just know it probably isn't great, especially if you see these twist grip shifters. They're terrible. The moment your hands get sweaty, you cannot shift. I'd not recommend this under any circumstances. That suspension fork they just mentioned will fall in on you on your first run. Do not do this to yourself. Every seat on this planet is adjustable. If it's not, that's a very big no-no. The tyres actually look alright on this bike, so I'm not going to say anything bad about them. To be fair, this video actually represents what you can do with one of these bikes. You can go on long straight roads of dirt. That's fine, but mountain bike trails will not be any better than a road bike on these trails. So after you buy a mountain bike like this, which you will, most people do, after you do that, you'll realise, maybe this wasn't the one. Then you might make the same mistake, go back to Walmart and invest in a slightly more expensive Walmart bike. This is my second tip. When you're buying a bike that's under 1k, if there's a rear suspension, no, it's not good. Rear suspension on a bike under £1,000 will do you no good. The bike will indefinitely foil on you, and this Y suspension setting is so outdated, it's crazy. You just shouldn't be using this setup. It's a strict no-no. They'll grab you in with dual suspension and tell you this fork is amazing. It's not. If you're unsure, I would say either go to a local bike shop, or you want to go to mountain bike forums. Yes, these are slightly odd places, but they'll give you a lot of tips on the kind of bikes you need as a beginner. See, they show you cheaper bikes. By cheaper, I'm not saying you'll get a really cheap bike, but around £500, £400, £300 even sometimes. So you'd be a minimum of £300 or $400 US. Things you're gonna have to look for. We'll just look on this bike. Make sure it's a hardtail. If you're buying a bike under £1,000, it's gonna be a hardtail, and it's gonna be a cross-country bike. The front fork should be adjustable. As you can see on the top, there's a small blue bit which you can dial for your own preference. Your disc brakes should be a branded disc brake. Make sure that they have a name. If they don't, it probably isn't the best. Ideally, look for 1-bys, however 2 and 3-bys are okay as long as the shifting is made by a good brand, and make sure they're not grip shifters. Next thing, the wheels. Check the wheels. The wheels need to be either 27.5 or 29. 26 is still acceptable, but when you're buying a new bike, if it's 26 inches and it's not a dirt jumper, there's something to be alarmed about. The next bit of your journey that most people do go to, I haven't quite got here yet, I don't have the funds, but a lot of people go to this bit. They get a good mountain bike. As you can see, I've pulled up one on a website, about £300, $400. They go to this bike and see 29-inch wheels. This is 21 geared, but they're not grip shift, they're trigger shifters, which is always a plus. These mechanical disc brakes will not overheat and act like gum. The pedals are included, which you'll be surprised a lot of bikes aren't included with. And then the next stage. People use this bike. Ultimately, it's not the right bike for them. Everyone knows this. You'll go through one bike before you know what you really want. Then you'll know what you really want. You'll form a new addiction. The addiction is carbon. Most people get into a full suspension bike, and going through the hardtail process will actually help you appreciate this technology more. The brakes would be hydraulic, so they're powered by oil, mineral oil, and the suspension on each side will actually do well. This is a £4,000 bike. Most people won't buy this. Most people will go for a bike more near £1,000 or $1,200. As you can see, this is a 1-by setup. It's a 1x12 with, I think it's a SRAM. Also, when you're looking at gearing, you want to know that the gearing is either by SRAM or Shimano, or at the moment I think Box 1 are doing quite well. So either of those three, if they're not by those three, it's a big no-no. Check the internet, see if they're trustworthy. If it seems like an off-brand Chinese brand, you do not want it. Dump the bike, say bye to the salesman, just lock it off. All in all, that was my video guiding you how to buy a bike and the journey everyone goes through. Thank you for watching. I hope this has helped anybody who wants to buy a new bike or wants to get into the sport. Anyway, hit like, subscribe, turn on those little bell notifications. I love seeing you guys watch my videos. I know I'm only about 10 views, but I'll take it. Share this video to everyone. I want to grow a fan base on here of some sort at least. Thank you all so much for watching. This was MTB Junkie, over and out.